Mm.
And we've got to
Yeah.
make sure that we're doing our due diligence and we're getting the right business so that we can remain profitable.
Do you bop the garages? Like we have
Yes.
a really nice,
Yes. Yep.
yeah, a collision shop now that I'd like to send over.
Yeah,
it's in Queens though. Is that a?
Nope, no, we don't have an issue with that. Depends on like, do they own the building too?
They do. Now the building is owned by the family trust, okay, and the business is operating. Now they did have a large loss, but a few years ago to the building. That's it, not to the garage. So what had happened was a car hit the building and the driver was uninsured. So they paid out, but they paid out an exorbitant amount. I mean, there was hardly any damage to the building. So they allocated the reserves on this. They have a $300,000 reserve, and I have pictures of the building. It's only the corner with the door, the door that rolls down. That's it. That's the only damage. And I'm like, why do you have the reserve set so high? And it's killing us because every carrier was declining it last year because of that reason.
Well, it's an interesting thing with Travelers. We obviously ask for loss runs and we review them. We don't shut things down just because an account had a loss. We get underneath the loss. We try to understand the loss.
Right.
I mean, something like that, that's a real freak accident. You can't prevent that. That was like,
No, I know. And
I was in the wrong place, building at the wrong. I mean, really, how do you underwrite that? I would say we would not decline the account based on that. Okay, so my thought process is with a collision shop, if we're looking to write the building, obviously with collision shops, you're really looking for it to be masonry, non-combustible, or fire resistive. Okay, I'm hoping that's what the building is. They've got that NFP spray booth. That's the whatever the requirements
are.
They
have to because the fire marshals are all over them. Right.
So I would say if that's something that you want to try to quote, go online and quote it.
All right, good. Okay.
Because really what ends up happening is you got to, in my email signature, Bill, when I send out emails, and if you send it to the rest of the staff, there's a blue link at the bottom of my email that if they click on it, they're going to see our appetite guide. That appetite guide is countrywide. Okay. You're going to see things that say green, blue, or red. Green, we love it. Blue, maybe. Red, it's not you, it's us, we don't want it.
Right, okay.
And there's a lot of footnotes in that guide that tells you different states, what they do and what they don't do. Now, the only thing that you're not going to find in that guide is our coastal guidelines. We don't have that in writing anywhere. That's just something for you to keep in mind that if you're going to write a piece of new business that has building coverage in Nassau and Suffolk, we're not going to write it unless it's masonry non-combustible or fire resistive. We don't write frame, non-combust, or JM building coverage.
Okay, this one's in Howard Beach, Ozone Park.
Queens, we can do JM, masonry non-combustible, fire resistive. We're not writing frame or non-combustible.
Okay. No, that's what it is. All right, good. I have two lines that I want to submit. All right,
so,
immediately.
The more you quote, the more you understand. We are being very successful, but we are being, I'm not going to say the word picky, but I guess we're picking and choosing because we don't want to be in the same situation the rest of these carriers are in today.
Right. Makes sense.
And I think they're all in that situation today, because they give it away. I know that we've gone back and forth with some of the quotes. Oh, Lisa, you're 3 times the premium. You're 4. You're not finding that today. First of all, you're very limited as to the companies you can quote today.
I know.
There's not as many that there were years ago. There's only a few players that are really out there that are really aggressive.
Yeah, you're right.
So a lot of these guys like the Guards of the World, the Nationwides, the Liberties, they're not playing in the BOP field anymore. So if I had to sit here and ask you today, Bill, your 3 direct carriers, who are your top 3 direct carriers that you go to today that you're writing the most business with?
Well, Utica is probably the number 1, and then,
Utica National?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Merchants seems to have a big appetite as well.
So you're direct with Merchants?
Yeah.
And you're direct with Utica National?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Well, it's funny that you mention it because the 4 companies that I was going to say were Travelers, Hartford, Utica National, and Merchants.
Oh, and Hartford too,
We're the 4 that are out there still continuing to write business. But every single one of us have made changes in our guidelines.
Yeah.
There isn't a company out there that just says they're wide open and willing to write everything.
Yeah, I know. I see it. I see Liberty. We had Liberty. We lost them.
Mhm.
They just didn't want to write anything. And first we lost Safeco, and then it was Liberty. And
Mhm.
in Guard, we had almost 2 million in Guard at one point, and they're just non-renewing everything. And
Yeah.
it's just horrible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that this helps. I didn't know you wrote garages competitively. All right. So, what other classes, are you looking for? Let's put it that way.
Well, like I said, I mean, I did want to circle back one thing. Did you have CNA?
We have CNA. They don't want to write anything either.
Right. So we're seeing a lot of their office business. So if you have any business that was with them that they're non-renewing, offices, retail, we're seeing that business. We like that business.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's good to know.
So if it fits, I say go online and quote it.
Now you write doctor offices, I think, because I
Yes.
wrote the benefits for Advanced Dermatology. They're the
Mhm.
largest dermatology office on the East Coast. And I think they have 38 offices. And I believe that they're with Travelers. If they're not, I'm going to get the opportunity to quote it, So because I wrote the benefits and, it's a large
Yeah,
count.
it's funny. I just ran into a situation where somebody just came to me with 69 locations for a dentist. Okay.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we can't touch them because 45 of them were frame,
Oh,
and we can't do frame.
okay. All
Frame's
right.
out. So I'm just
Yeah.
reminding you, not that
Okay.
I
All
want to
right.
run away,
Yeah.
but sometimes,
Now,
sometimes
most of them at Joust Masonry were better,
right.
but
If they're
yeah, there was
JM, we're good.
yeah, a
If they're
couple that
JM, we're
were.
good.
Yeah.
But if it's frame and these, I opened up the spreadsheet and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, just kind of tells me that most of them are probably working in their home.
Yeah.
They're frame, and we just can't touch
Yeah.
them.
No, of course
You can't
not. All
touch
right.
them.
That makes sense. Okay.
But I will tell you now, no matter what I'm telling you, what we write there, we want the comp. We want the
Okay.
comp in the worst way. Comp,
Yeah,
comp,
yeah,
comp, comp, comp.
Everybody
Okay.
does, yeah. Yeah.
I know.
That's good.
I know. But see, where I like to leverage is like, we want to write the comp, and we're willing to write the BOP, obviously, if it fits all the guidelines and everything. We're not pigeonholed where some people like AmTrust just want to write comp. Guard just wants to write comp. We would like to write multiple lines if we could. Sometimes Coastal does hold us back a little bit because of the construction or the relation to the water. That becomes an issue with us too, with the property. But we've been very successful. But full transparency, you're going to quote a lot and you might get a lot of declinations because there are things that we're being pulled from the behind the scenes. A lot of it's got to do with their D&B scores. A lot of it's got to do with, the age of the building. So there are rules out there. I can't possibly go through every single one of them with you. But as you quote, you're going to start to see what fits, what doesn't fit.
It's good to know. All
So
right. And then what about commercial auto?
we're looking at it. We want the best and the best and best in class, quite honestly. Okay.
We have a
We
lot
want
that have PPTs though. So that's a challenge, I think, with some companies.
It's a tough one because we really want more. We want commercial with PPT because the PPTs, they take them home and these vehicles are used by other drivers. There's not as much control over those type of vehicles. So it's a harder sell. I'm not going to say that we don't do it. I've seen some go through. But, again, when you have less than 5 vehicles, they run the D&B. If there's no D&B or there's a bad D&B, it's going to decline. So there's a lot of stuff that goes through it. We're still willing to look at auto, but again, we want to make sure we're getting the best and best in class.
Mm.
It's tough. It's tough to make money in that line.
Yeah, no.
The most profitable line out there is comp. That's why everybody wants it.
Yeah. But what's happening is that we have books of business with auto. I had to move some to Allstate because, the carriers that were on our commercial auto just non-renewed. And,
Yeah.
But Progressive is just too expensive. So, if we could bring the comp with the auto, that'd be great.
Yes. And the good thing that if you bring the comp with the auto is on both sides, if you write you get a multi-line discount on the
Yeah.
auto and on the comp. But
Wow.
again, when it comes to an auto, when I said before we underwrite the losses, when it comes to an auto, if the auto has a lot of losses, it's probably going to be a decline.
All right, well, I have one coming up now. It's a Dental Lab, and it's a nice fleet that they have. There's one large claim that was not even the insurance fault. You know, it's like $250,000. He was in front of the car. I don't know how the driver says that our insured hit him because the damage was to the rear of their car and they were behind him. I mean, we have pictures of all this.
Like, what are these vehicles doing? How are they used?
Mostly PPTs.
It's probably not going to
fit.
fly.
Yeah. It's a shame because it's a family business. There's 100 employees and it's a nice account. I was going to send it to Scott, you know, to quote in the life science.
Well, maybe he can look at it.
Oh, okay. So that's different.
I wouldn't, you know, I'm not thinking it's a select, but I don't know if they would really consider that. I mean, do you have the other lines to go with it that they could write?
Yeah, we control the account. Yeah, we have
Oh, all right. Then I would,
yeah.
I don't know how, I mean, I don't really know.
Okay.
But I would try it.
All right.
Give him a
All right,
call.
that's good. Well, I talked to him about it anyway.
Okay.
He wrote time cap on the workers' comp. He did a great job.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was about 140 grand or whatever.
Okay. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing more business coming in from you guys. Catherine, are you new to the agency? You don't look
Catherine,
familiar.
you're muted.
You don't look familiar to me. Okay. Oh, okay.
She's
okay.
taking the training now. So Catherine, you started the training already? There's 3 classes I think you signed up for.
Is she taking webinars? Is that what she's doing, Bill? What is
She's
she
doing through the Big I. They have these classes, advanced
Oh.
classes like in
Okay.
general liability.
Oh,
Yeah,
the fun
so
stuff.
Yeah, it's like 30 different classes I think they offer. So she already signed up for 3. Yeah, the fun stuff.
In insurance, it's real exciting.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi, Catherine. This is Barbara.
So
I'm not on camera, but you're wonderful. She's wonderful, Bill. She's great.
Yeah, thank you. I know she's.
Barbara, speaking of Barbara,
Yeah.
so what's going on in your world? Because I know you write a lot of franchise restaurants, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's.
Are you
a
replacing? Are you remarketing a lot of your business?
Well, a lot of our franchise, like Golden Corrals, we had a lot of, but now Golden Corral so-called, they're offering some program and we're losing them
Oh,
through Hartford. They
Really?
they took my Hartford ones, yeah.
wow.
These insured said if it's all bull crap and they don't offer anything, they're coming back. But as you know, most Golden Corrals are frame.
Right.
But
No,
it's out of state, yeah.
I'm just
But,
throwing that out there because I know that over the last 6-7 months, we've had success with franchise restaurants. Again, if they fit, they got to fit the mold. We've been looking at them. We are having a stricter guideline where we want the kitchens closed by no later than midnight because we don't want the foot traffic after midnight. You know, but it's okay if they have a drive-through. That's fine. But I just know that we are seeing a lot more of that type of business in the event. You know the successes we've had in the past, Barbara.
Yep.
We still are looking at that business. So if you feel like you think it fits, reach out to Delaney, reach out to myself. We could talk because we are having some success with that.
No, I know. We've lost a lot since
Okay.
COVID because they're restaurants, but I'm not sure you're aware. We haven't been really selling because I have cancer.
Oh no, Barbara, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why, you know.
I'm sorry.
So, no, it sucks. But because of that, and then Larry's teaching insurance virtually,
Okay.
you know, and then he tells him when I have to go I have to go next Tuesday and Wednesday for chemo, but it's hard to solicit business.
I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
But
Oh, I'm very
travelers is
sorry.
always, I always think of travelers when I have them, Like
Okay.
I still have When Alex. Remember When Alex?
Yes, I do. I
But-
do.
In Louisiana, they're but they're frame.
Yeah.
All those Wendy's are frame. And then
Well,
that's-
you know, like I said, it's interesting in other states with the way we write things. I know we're very, very steadfast that we don't write it in New York frame, but other states don't have the same guidelines as we do. So there's always an opportunity to talk about it.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
it's-
Just keep it
I
in
like
mind
that.
if you want, you know, you could come to me, you could come to Delaney. She's your underwriter. We're here to help you. The object is we want you guys to grow.
Oh,
So-
we'd like to grow. I wish, you know, basically when we write anything new, it's just a referral. It's not, we don't have anybody soliciting for us. Hey, Larry, you want to say hi to Lisa? She is. I'm not on camera. Hell no, you don't want to see me.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hi, Larry. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good, I'm good.
Oh, that's Catherine.
Oh, hey, Kathy, how are you? Yeah, we're not going on camera. I didn't take a shower yet.
It's okay. You don't have to. I totally understand.
You know what I look like.
Actually-
Yeah, and I'm sure you haven't changed. You still got
No.
that curly hair?
Yeah, it's
But
a
actually,
little wider than it used to be.
but actually, my hair looks like his now. It's growing back, so we look like twins.
Oh, geez.
I know. It's
Well, I
sad.
wish you the best. I
Oh,
wish you the
thanks.
best. Always fun time working with you, Barbara. And I miss those days. So, I'm glad everybody got together today. Hopefully I answered a lot of questions. You know, obviously, Bill, the object is we want to grow.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
did
did
that
so.
2.0 program ever come to New York?
No,
Ah, that was good.
it's a great product in the other states. Yes, it is. So I suggest to anybody who's writing business, look to write other than New York.
Most of our stuff is out of New York. Which
No,
is
it's a great product.
is
we're
it
doing
every
very-
state but New York, or there's
New York and California don't have it.
you have to worry about California?
Surprise,
with
surprise.
me. Yeah,
No.
I don't write in California.
So I don't think anybody does. So it's an interesting dynamic. But you know, I just really would love to see you guys continue to grow. And if you need anything, you know how to find me. You know how to find Delaney. I kind of sprung this on real quick. Plus, I wanted Heather to listen in. So that's why I did it virtually. I know I can come into the office, but she works virtually, so I wanted her to listen into the conversation, see how these things go. And so that's why I set up the virtual call for today.
All right, great. Well, we
Okay.
certainly learned something new. I mean, I appreciate you
No,
sharing that with
definitely.
us.
And it was nice to see you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So hopefully we can get rocking and rolling, okay?
Yeah. Next
All
time,
right.
maybe I'll have my purple hair. I decided, my oncologist said, as long as it's not permanent, you want to dye your hair purple, go do it.
You
I don't
go.
know why she doesn't want to leave it, gray. Then we look like twins almost.
Well,
Well,
no, yours is
does-
a lot more gray than mine.
does anybody else have any questions?
No?
Nope. Pretty quiet? All right. So listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you
Thank
for taking
you.
your time out, and let's write some business.
Sounds good to
Thank
me.
you.
Thank
you.
much.
Thank you, Ty. Nice seeing
care.
you again.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.